So this is part two of my video on Dick Tracy versus Flattop, which is a two-figure set from Mezco. And I did a video on Dick Tracy, and now I'm going to do it on what I refer to throughout the entire Dick Tracy video as Flathead Jones. This is Flattop Jones, so I need to make sure I say it correctly. I just kept saying it over and over again. I'm not planning on redoing the video, but I apologize. I certainly know the character, and I know what his name is, so that was a mistake. Dick Tracy was certainly a lot more in the public consciousness when I was a child. In fact, when I was very young, Chester Gould was still producing the comics. He produced them up to 1977, and then either retired or was retired. So this is probably the most well-known, famous villain, Flattop Jones. So that is a really, really nice interpretation of the figure. I gave very high marks to Dick Tracy over there, and I'm going to give this figure high marks too. My one issue is that Flattop Jones had like freckles or spots around his mouth, and this figure does not appear to. If he does, I don't see any. He's got the unibrow, he's got the heavy eyelids, the kind of puckered lips. I put this jacket on him. I mean, it comes with it, and I learned from Dick Tracy to, pull the hands off before you try to put the jacket on. Beautiful tailored suit. My only issue is it is wrinkly. It's super wrinkly. But we have belt, bow tie, dress shirt, dress pants. Super nice. I don't think any figure company out there does tailored suits like Mezco, and that's what I love about Mezco. So both of these figures are absolutely gorgeous. We have three alternate heads. So we have kind of a shifty eye look there. There are spots, but they're really hard to see. We have kind of a sneering look. There, the spots are a little bit more noticeable. And then we have angry. And okay, so his face looks a little scraped up here. Okay. In person, my vision isn't great. In person, I can't barely see the spots. I can see them better here. And he has some fantastic accessories. So we have a knife. We have a spare, I don't know what you call it, chamber or whatever for his machine gun. Pistol. Clip. I don't know where you'd put the pistol. He doesn't wear a holster or anything. Nor does, now that I think about it, nor does Dick Tracy. That's something they might have want to think about. He's got dynamite. Okay. My camera's getting a little confused here. I'll keep him in there. All right, so there is his Tommy gun. Shotgun. Crowbar. And then, I don't know, this looks like a shower head. Not sure what this is. Yeah, my camera wants to focus on Dick Tracy and Flattop. And this, all right, I'm going to remove them for just a moment. This is awesome. We have the classic violin case that opens up. Now, I had said in my review of Dick Tracy that this is the extent of the instructions, which is showing how to put the hair and the hat on Dick Tracy, which is something that I could figure out on my own. However, it certainly looks as if these pieces would be removable. But I can't figure out how to get them off. This piece here kind of pulls down a little bit, but I would have loved to have had the instructions say if this is you can disassemble this, because it would seem like it would go in here, and then we'd have, I guess, this piece in here, the drum in here, and then this piece would go here, and that would be awesome. But I can't get any of the pieces to come off, and I don't want to break it, so very disappointing. But this stuff is just like, I want to cry just because it's so beautiful. I mean, it's so evocative of the era that I'm just blown away. And this is such a good interpretation. I don't know if there's ever been any figure maker that's made anything even close to as good for flat top as this. Flat top was so popular, in fact. Now, what Chester Gould would do, I'd say, because he was confident in his ability to create new characters, he would kill the villains every time. Not every time. Sometimes they'd go to prison, but almost every time. So he killed Flat Top Jones, and then the character was so popular that he brought in Flat Top Jones Jr., who looked very similar to his dad. So the only other Dick Tracy figure that's scheduled to come out is Prune Face. So I don't know if they're going to continue on with this. I would buy more of these. I would probably keep buying them as long as they keep producing them. But like I said, Dick Tracy has really fallen out of the public consciousness. If I asked my daughters, who are 11 and 13, who Dick Tracy was, I'm sure that they would maybe have some understanding that it is maybe a comic book character or something, but that would be about it. Here's the box. Really nice box, and about the minimum size for what is necessary. So this is the original Chester Gould art. Dick Tracy versus Flat Top. So then there's Flat Top. You can see the little dots there. Really, really nice. The whole thing is just, and I think the interpretation of Dick Tracy versus the art by Chester Gould. Chester Gould had a very stylized art style, but I think this is a really nice interpretation of it. So I'm going to give these figures really high marks. I am not always super happy with all my Mezco figures. They have a very high rate of quality, but they are not 100%. But I have no issues with these two figures. I think they're fantastic, and I hope they continue the line. I would not be surprised at all if it's just these two and Prune Face, who I think is possibly a Mezco exclusive that you have to order it directly. But if they do more, I'll keep getting them. So if you're a Dick Tracy fan or just a Mezco fan or figure fan, I highly recommend this set. So that's Dick Tracy versus Flat Top.